We are skipping the usual banter today and jumping right into the core mission. If you are listening to this, you are here to construct a high-retention, highly structured, exam-oriented mental map of Indo-French relations.
Right, and we're basing this entirely on the strategic literature and treaties we've gathered. No fluff.
Exactly. Think of this deep dive as a hybrid. It's a revision tool, a strategic briefing, and an answer-writing training session all rolled into one.
And to guarantee that total retention of facts, dates, and doctrines, we have a very specific blueprint today. We are going to divide this material into 4 major topics.
Let me guess, strategic and defense ties first.
You know it. Then we move to maritime and the blue economy, followed by high-tech and geoeconomics, and finally multilateralism and the Horizon 2047 roadmap.
Perfect.
And here's the kicker for you listening. Every single one of these 4 topics will relentlessly follow a 16-step analytical sequence. We are going to drill this into your memory.
I love it. Okay, topic 1. The Strategic and Defense Partnership, specifically looking from 1998 to 2025. Step 1, the background. So January 1998. India and France formalized their strategic partnership. And the key fact you need to highlight here is that it was built on 3 very distinct pillars: defense, space, and civil nuclear cooperation.
Yeah, and they didn't just make an announcement. They set up active institutional mechanisms. You have the NSA level strategic dialogue.
National Security Advisor level, right?
Exactly. And the Joint Working Group on Counter-Cyber Dialogue.
Okay, so that sets up step 2, the trigger event, which happens just a few months later in May 1998.
The Pokhran II nuclear tests.
Right. The ground shakes in the desert, India tests its weapons, and the whole world loses its mind. Sanctions everywhere.
But France stood out. They were the first major power to open a dialogue. They publicly opposed the U.S. sanctions, and crucially, they refused to sermonize.
They actually understood India's security compulsions.
They really did. Which brings us to step 3, the root causes. Why did they do that? It comes down to a mutual, deep-seated desire for strategic autonomy.
Neither of them liked the idea of a unipolar world order, right?
Exactly. They wanted reliable, independent partners. They didn't want Washington dictating everything.
Okay, moving to step 4, stakeholders and objectives. We're talking about ministries of defense, armed branches, and massive conglomerates like Dassault.
And the objective has totally shifted. It used to be a buyer-seller dynamic. Now, under the Defense Industrial Roadmap and Make in India, it's all about co-design, co-development, and co-production.
Which feeds into step 5, the strategic motivations.
Right. So France needs a strong democratic partner in Asia. And India. India needs a reliable defense supplier that won't just slap sanctions on them at the drop of the hat.
They want to minimize technology dependence.
Precisely.
Okay, step 6, the impact on India. Give me the hard data.
SIPRI data. France is now India's second largest arms supplier. They account for a massive 33% of all Indian arms imports.
Okay, wait, I have to push back here. Step 7 is economic implications. If 33% of your imports are coming from France, is that massive defense expenditure purely a security cost? I mean, is there an actual economic multiplier, or is money just flying out of the country?
It's a great question, and it's not just a sunk cost. Look at the 2005 technology transfer arrangement.
Scorpene submarines.
Yeah, exactly. 6 Scorpene submarines.
Yeah.
They weren't built in France. They were built in the Malagane dockyard, Mazagon dock in Mumbai. That tech transfer has a massive economic spillover. You're training local engineers, upgrading domestic shipyards.
Oh, wow. So you're actually keeping the capability in-house.
Right. And step 8, the security implications. You can trace this lineage from the 1950s when India bought the Oregon and Mystère jets, through the Jaguars, all the way to a pivotal deal coming in April 2025.
Let me guess. The Rafale.
Specifically, 26 Dassault Rafale-M fighters. The M is for Marine. They are for the Indian Navy's aircraft carriers, valued at 7.4 billion US dollars, or about 7 billion euros.
That is massive. So step 9, geopolitical implications. How does this fit into the broader multipolarity strategy?
It strengthens India's conventional deterrence significantly, especially when you look at their joint exercises.
Right. The listener needs to memorize these. Exercise Shakti for the Army, Exercise Varuna for the Navy, and Exercise Garuda for the Air Force.
Exactly. Those exercises build serious interoperability.
Okay, step 10. Institutional and legal dimensions.
It's all highly formalized. You've got ministerial-level defense dialogues and locked-in procurement treaties.
Which leads to step 11, India's response and balancing strategy.
India is basically leveraging France as a balancer. They don't want to rely entirely on Russia, and they don't want to be entirely dependent on the U.S. France is the perfect middle ground.
Smart. Step 12, future implications.
We're going to see a massive shift toward joint innovation and R&D for next-gen platforms.
Okay, step 13. We need to give the listener the exam answer framework, a 150-word precise summary of this evolution.
Right. So if you're writing this down, intro should state the 1998 strategic partnership pillars. The body details the transition from buyer-seller to co-production, citing the 2005 Scorpene and 2025 Rafale-M deals. The conclusion emphasizes strategic autonomy and multipolarity.
Boom! Step 14, rapid revision recap. I'll fire off the facts. 1998, 3 pillars. 2005 Scorpene tech transfer. LA price has 33% imports. 2025 Rafale-M for 7 billion euros.
Perfect.
Step 15, active recall questions for the listener. Stop and think right now. What are the 3 military exercises and which branch of the military corresponds to each?
Shakti for Army, Varuna for Navy, Garuda for Air Force.
Nailed it. Step 16, the final revision capsule.
Basically, it's a 30-second summary. India and France transition from simple 1950s aircraft purchases to total 2025 maritime strategic integration, all driven by a mutual need for strategic autonomy.
Okay, before we jump to topic 2, let's do the post-section linkage and outputs. How do we link all this together?
You create a linkage chain, connect geopolitics, which is the 1998 autonomy, to the economy, the Malagon tech transfer, then connect that to security, the Rafale-M, and finally connect that to the domestic impact, which is Make in India.
So you explicitly connect strategic autonomy to Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Exactly. And for your deliverables, if you need a 250-word answer structure, intro, body, conclusion, use bullet points for the deals.
And what keywords should they be underlining?
Always underline strategic autonomy, technology transfer, and interoperability. Use that administrative terminology.
Awesome. All right, topic 2, Indian Ocean strategy, blue economy, and maritime domain. Step 1, background.
So look at the map. France has actual territorial possessions in the Indian Ocean. Reunion Island, Djibouti, Abu Dhabi.
So they aren't outsiders.
Yeah.
And they explicitly recognize the Indian Ocean region as India's zone of influence, right?
Yeah, that's crucial.
Step 2, the trigger event. Why are they suddenly so focused on the water?
It's the expanding China strategy. Beijing has a creeping maritime footprint in the Indo-Pacific, and it's spooking everyone.
Which hits step 3, root causes. They need to secure the sea lines of communication, the SLOCs.
Plus, there's immense demographic and economic stress on global fish stocks.
So for step 4, stakeholders and objectives, we've got the navies, coastal populations, maritime trade industries, and scientific researchers.
And their objective, which is step 5, strategic motivations, is securing the ocean as a global common based on the rule of law.
Step 6, impact on India. Having France out there is a literal force multiplier for the Indian Navy.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about step 7, economic implications. Because the literature keeps mentioning the blue economy. Who coined that?
That was Gunter Pauli in his 2010 book.
Okay, so it focuses on marine ecotourism, inland waterways, and food security via fisheries.
Right, but there's a highly specific policy measure you need to write down. India and France have set up special visas for entrepreneurs who are active in the blue economy.
Wait, really? Visas specifically for blue economy startups?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they are dead serious about it.
Which brings us to step 8, security implications. There's a very specific agreement here. The agreement regarding the provision of reciprocal logistic support.
This is huge. It basically means French and Indian navies can use each other's bases. So if an Indian ship needs fuel replenishment, rations, spares, or berthing...
They can just pull into Reunion Island.
Exactly. It also facilitates humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, or HADR, during port calls.
That's a massive advantage. Step 9, geopolitical implications.
France actually became the 23rd member of the Indian Ocean Rim Association, IORA. They are the very first non-rim state to do so.
And didn't they sign something in 2023?
Yeah, the 2023 India-France Indo-Pacific Roadmap. It expanded their bilateral scope from just the Indian Ocean to the entire Indo-Pacific.
Okay, step 10, institutional and legal dimensions. We have the February 2022 Roadmap on Blue Economy and Ocean Governance.
Right, signed during EAMS Jaishankar's visit, and they plan annual bilateral dialogues to track it.
Step 11, India's balancing strategy.
India is basically integrating France into a broader maritime security architecture that explicitly complements the QA.
So France isn't in the QA, but they are a heavy parallel presence.
Exact.
Step 12, future implications.
We'll see a lot more greening of ocean development and enhanced coastal integrated management.
Okay, step 13, exam answer framework. Give me the 150-word structure.
You'll evaluate the strategic convergence in the Indo-Pacific. Intro highlights the French territories like Réunion. Body details the reciprocal logistics support and the Blue Economy Roadmap. Conclusion emphasizes balancing the QA and securing SLOCs.
Perfect. Step 14, rapid revision recap. Listeners, lock these in. Djibouti, Abu Dhabi, Reunion, reciprocal logistics, IRRA, 23rd member, 2022 Blue Economy Roadmap. Gunter Pauli, 2010.
Good list.
Step 15, active recall question. You out there listening, what specific logistical advantages are granted under the Reciprocal Logistics Support Agreement?
Fuel replenishment, rations, spares, berthing, and HADR.
Step 16, final revision capsule. We are basically merging traditional naval security with blue economy sustainability.
That's it in a nutshell.
Okay, post-section linkage and outputs for topic 2. How do we connect the chain?
Start with geopolitics, the Indo-Pacific Roadmap. Link that to economy, which is fisheries and ecotourism. Link that to security, the reciprocal logistics, and end with domestic impact livelihood security for coastal populations.
And the key words to underline for this 250-word answer.
Global commons, reciprocal logistics, and IORA. Use those exact administrative terms. Link it to maritime security and supply chains.
Okay, moving right along to topic 3, high-tech, space, nuclear, and geoeconomics. Step 1, the background.
This relationship actually goes way back. In the 1960s, France helped set up the Sriharikota launch site and helped develop liquid engines.
And then the 2008 Civil Nuclear Cooperation Agreement, right, signed by the Indian PM in France.
Exactly.
Step 2, the trigger event. Why this intense focus on tech?
It's the desperate need for deep technological self-reliance combined with the global push for clean energy.
Which brings up step 3, the root causes. India remembers the Western technology denial regimes, right?
Oh, absolutely. Historically, the West blocked tech transfers, forcing India to cultivate alternative, reliable technology partners. France was that partner.
So step 4, stakeholders and objectives. We have ISRO, French space agencies, aviation sectors, nuclear power corporations, and smart city administrators.
And their strategic motivation, step 5, is ensuring sustainable energy security. Plus, they both want to dominate future global norms in AI, space, and nuclear tech.
Step 6, the impact on India. France is a major supplier of components for the Indian space program.
Right, look at the joint satellite missions, like Trishna.
Krishna, right. That monitors ecosystem stress and water use.
Yeah, and India is also hosting French instruments on its Oceansat-3 satellite.
Okay, step 7, economic implications.
Yeah.
Let me hit you with some hard numbers from the literature. France is India's 9th largest foreign investor. FY 2022 to 2023 FDI inflow was $659.77 million.
And the trade surplus has favored India for a decade. In 2023, exports were around 11 billion INR.
Wow. And the corporate milestones are huge. Tata Group and Airbus are manufacturing civilian helicopters. CFM International and the Casa Air have a deal for over 300 LEP-1B engines.
It's massive supply chain integration.
Which leads to step 8. Security implications. This civil nuclear cooperation is evolving.
Yeah, they're focusing heavily on small modular reactors, or SMRs, and advanced modular reactors, AMRs.
Step 9, geopolitical implications.
By doing all this together, they are creating robust alternatives to vulnerable global supply chains. They don't want to rely on rival powers.
Step 10, institutional and legal dimensions.
You have to mention the International Solar Alliance, the ISA. It's the first treaty-based international organization based in India.
That's a huge diplomatic win. Step 11, India's response and balancing strategy.
India is utilizing French expertise directly for domestic growth. Take the Smart Cities mission. France is specifically helping develop Chandigarh, Nagpur, and Puducherry.
Okay, step 12, future implications. This is my favorite detail in the whole deep dive. There's this fascinating cultural tech crossover. India officially launched its Unified Payments Interface, the UPI.
Right from the Eiffel Tower.
Literally from the Eiffel Tower. It facilitates secure transactions for NG visitors and NRIs right there in Paris. That is such a flex of digital public infrastructure.
It's brilliant.
Step 13, 150-word exam answer framework.
Focus on tech transfer and geoeconomic alignment. Intro mentions the 1960s space legacy and 2008 nuclear pact. Body details Trishna, FDI figures, and SMRs. Conclusion wraps with energy security and the ISA.
Step 14, rapid revision recap. I'm drilling the names and figures. Sriharikota, 1960s. Trishna, Oceansat-3, 2008 nuclear. 11 billion INR, $659.77 million FDI. Tata and Airbus, Akasa and CFM, Chandigarh, Nagpur, Puducherry, UPI Eiffel Tower.
Excellent.
Step 15, active recall. Listeners, which 3 Indian cities are being developed with French expertise under the Smart Cities mission?
Chandigarh, Nagpur, and Puducherry.
Step 16, final revision capsule.
We just traced the arc from 1960's space assistance to 2020's digital and aviation integration.
Let's do the post-section linkage.
Okay, linkage chain. Geopolitics, the civil nuclear pact, leads to the economy, like Tata Airbus and the trade surplus. That connects to security, which is space and Triashane, and finally domestic impact, which is UPI and smart cities.
What are the key words for the 250-word structure?
Connect this to energy security, geoeconomics, and technology dependence. Underlying keywords like SMRs, AMRs, tech pull, and technology transfer.
Awesome. Final topic. Topic 4. Multilateral diplomacy and Horizon 2047. Step 1. Background.
They have a long shared history in multilateral forums. The big one is France's consistent support for India's permanent membership in the UNSC.
Step 2. The trigger event.
The 50th G7 summit in Italy, June 2024. The Indian PM and French president met on the sidelines to cement their future vision.
Why then? Step 3. Root causes.
We are in an era of WTO weakening and fluctuating global alliances. Both nations need a reliable anchor to shape global governance.
Step 4. Stakeholders and objectives. We've got diplomats, the UN, the FATF, students, and climate startups.
And step 5, their strategic motivations. France wants a strategic foothold in the Indo-Pacific. India wants entry into global non-proliferation architectures.
Step 6. Impact on India. France actually delivered on this, right?
Big time. France was instrumental in India's accession to 3 major groups: the Missile Technology Control Regime, or MTCR, the Wassenaar Arrangement, and the Australia Group.
That brings us to Step 7. Economic implications. There's a brand new 2025 initiative in the literature, the Indo-Pacific Triangular Development Cooperation Fund, or IPPDC. Now wait, why is it called triangular? If it's just India and France, isn't that bilateral?
It's triangular because they are funding climate-focused startups and innovations in third countries within the Indo-Pacific.
Oh wow, so they are pooling money to help other nations.
Exactly, moving India and France from just bilateral partners to joint global providers.
Step 8. Security implications.
France provides steadfast backing of India on Kashmir. They give active support at the UN and the FATF regarding terrorism, and they co-organize the No Money for Terror, or NMFT, conference.
Step 9. Geopolitical implications. The literature has this obscure but really vital detail. Paris was one of the only Western capitals to publicly support the legitimacy of India's concerns regarding the refugee crisis on its border with Bangladesh.
They didn't sermonize, they actually understood the border realities.
Step 10. Institutional and legal dimensions. This is all under the Horizon 2047 roadmap.
Which perfectly leads to Step 11, India's balancing strategy. Horizon 2047 has 3 pillars. First, Partnership for Security and Sovereignty, that's NMFT and Indo-Pacific Stability. Second, Partnership for the Planet.
That includes the Indo-Pacific Parts Partnership, the ISA, and the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, the IPOI.
You got it. And the third pillar is the Partnership for the People.
Which flows into Step 12, Future Implications. Driven by the Partnership Agreement on Migration and Mobility from 2021, there was a major announcement in May 2025. France intends to welcome up to 30,000 Indian students by 2030.
That is how you build long-term human capital links.
Okay, Step 13, Exam Answer Framework.
150 words on India-France collaboration in multilateral regimes. Intro covers UNSC support and G7 Italy. Body hits the non-proliferation entries, MTCR, and the IPTTC fund. Conclusion summarizes the Horizon 2047 pillars.
Step 14, Rapid Revision Recap.
Yeah.
MTCR, Wassenaar Australia Group, FATF, NMFT, G7 Italy, June 2024. Horizon 2047, 3 pillars. 30,000 students by 2030. IPTDC Fund 2025.
Spot on.
Step 15, active recall question. Listeners, what are the 3 specific pillars of the Horizon 2047 roadmap?
Partnership for Security and Sovereignty, Partnership for the Planet, and Partnership for the People.
Step 16, final revision capsule.
Basically moving from consistent UNSC support to jointly funding third country startups via the IPTDC.
Okay, let's lock in the final post-section linkage.
Linkage chain. Geopolitics, UNSC, and Wassenaar. Connect to economy, the IPTDC fund. Connect to security, ATF and NMFT. Connect to domestic impact, 30,000 students mobility.
And the keywords.
Make sure you connect this to BRICS, multipolarity, and sanctions regimes. Underline triangular development, Horizon 2047, and non-proliferation.
We made it through all 4 topics. Now for the outro. I am going to initiate the final revision protocol. One last, highly compressed chronological sweep. Visualize this timeline: 1960s space assistance, 1998 tests, and the strategic partnership.
Then 2005, the Scorpion submarine deal.
2008 civil nuclear agreement.
2022, the Blue Economy Roadmap.
2024, the Horizon 2047 master plan.
And 2025, the Rafale-M acquisition and the ITTDC triangular fund.
Incredible. Now, I want to leave you with a strategic provocation, something to analyze independently.
Right, so consider this. As India and France move toward this deep joint development of AI and SMRs, will their bilateral strategic autonomy eventually clash with the broader regulatory frameworks of the EU and the US? Like, will they be forced to establish an entirely independent techno-legal bloc?
It's a heavy question. Think about it. Now, stop the audio and immediately write out the memorized frameworks. Go.